Hello, my beautiful light beings. Welcome back to the Akashic Forecast for August 24th to 31st. I have decided to do this recording live and not download anything ahead of time. And so let's just dive in. And so, as I feel into the energy of this week, they're showing me you in this pool and you're like deep in the pool. You're like at the bottom and you're swimming, and it feels like you're determined to get to the other side. It feels as though you have muscle memory already of the things that you've been reprogramming or new habits that you have been trying to implement into your life. It feels like those things have dropped in, and it is becoming easier to go deeper with yourself, deeper with your work, deeper with exploring new things that you have been doing. And so it feels almost like this week is about you and for you. Like maybe all summer you've been hanging out with a lot of family and friends, and this is true for myself as well. But this week very much feels like, okay, you're gonna like buckle down and you're gonna really like integrate everything that you've been feeling and understand it in a way that like is meaningful to you. And it feels like just kind of taking a breath away from the collective just for a moment, just for just this week, so that you can really understand the new frequencies and energies that are coming through for you in this new way of being, and with these new thought processes, with these new habits, with this new version of you that has come forward that you've been working on for weeks, months, years. So I asked the Akashic guides, like, what does the collective need to know in order to support them more fully? And they're showing me you like writing and studying and learning, and they're saying the work isn't going to be easier this week. It's just going to feel as though it is because you have come to a new level of routine, of mastery, of integration, of exploration, and it really feels like something that you might have done a year or two ago. And for me, that's like probably making all the back end systems for my website and, all the automations for my emails, for all my bookings. That was so challenging for me in the beginning of my business 2, 3 years ago. And now it's so easy. I can fix someone's, schedule or do something like within a matter of minutes. And so it's kind of that energy that's coming through, that the work that you're doing doesn't necessarily mean it's easier, but maybe the judgment you have around yourself around that issue will lessen and your experience with it has improved. And so, because of that, you are able to move more smoothly, easily. And it just feels like you are provided more spaciousness through your day because of the work you have done in the past, and that things are easier. And they're saying that with anything in your life, anything that you're starting new, it will always be uncomfortable in the beginning. But the more you practice that, and this is with anything, right? Like learning a new sport or a musical instrument or your intuition, right? Anything that you are trying something new, they say over time, this thing that you are working on will become part of who you are. And so I'm inviting you to ask yourself, like, what is that one thing that I have been always like, or been wanting to do or learn? Like, did I want to learn a new language? Or do I really finally want to learn the Akashic Records? Or whatever that is, and maybe take like one step towards that, and maybe put a plan in place so that that can be something that in 2 years, 1 or 2 years, you become a master at that. And you're like, whoa, I did that one thing. Because oftentimes we can feel like this version that I want to be, she does X, Y, Z, all like, and there's like a million things, right? But how about focusing on one thing the next 6 months and then another thing? And they're saying that you're going to be quite surprised with how much you're progressing with just doing one small thing instead of trying to tackle everything at once, which can cause overwhelm, anxiety. There might be some big decisions that you have to make this week. And instead of maybe making a decision right away, like, okay, someone's inviting you to like a dinner party on Friday, instead of automatically feeling, yes, I'm going to do it. Maybe it's out of obligation, or maybe because in that moment you feel like you want to do it. Get back to people. Get back to people, take spaciousness for that invitation to settle into your field and be able to respond later. And it could be like, it could be 5 minutes, it could be an hour, it could be 24 hours, whatever that feels right for you. And for me, as a manifesting generator, I have a emotional authority, and I believe it's solar plexus or sacral. So for me, I actually need to sit with the energy of what is being asked of me so that I'm not at my highs saying yes and I'm not at my lows saying no. I need to come back to a place of neutrality in order for me to make that decision because then I know it's in alignment for my highest good. Because if I make a decision when I'm super excited and then that day comes and I'm at a low, it takes so much more out of me and then I often cancel or something happens where then I have judgment of myself. So it's always best to come back to a place of like neutrality and love so that you can really show up as your fullest self, allowing that energy for that decision to integrate into your body. And then once you make it, of course, go for it. Don't second guess it. We get caught up sometimes in like what is right and what is wrong. And it's not about that, right? Our soul just wants to evolve and just wants to grow. And so just moving forward with what you feel most best in the moment and honoring that version of you that made that decision is going to really support you in the long run. Okay, I think I like doing them live. That I might, this might be something I might be doing. Let me see if there's anything else that wants to come through for your collective purpose. Okay, so they're showing me that you've been working on energy work for some time, or you might be thinking about that. And work can be Reiki, it could be just literally bringing in divine light into your chakras. And it feels like right now, moving into the space where you are connected more with the energetic portions or bodies that you have are going to be really beautiful because um, the energetic part of you is what is going to manifest physically into your field, into your reality. And so addressing things from the energetic space is going to support you in the long run. So they're showing me this like little light that's within you and they're showing me in the solar plexus. So we'll start there. And solar plexus is the energy of not good enough, not worthy. It is where your sovereignty and your divine power is held. And so they're showing me this little light that's inside and it's like sparked and it wants to expand and grow. And so what does that look like to you? How can you show up more confident in your decisions, in the things that you're doing throughout the day? How can you show up as your best self? And how can you do things that shifts things from disempowerment to empowerment and really feeling good about what you're doing in your life? So what shifts can you make? And again, it comes back to what is that one thing you can do to feel more empowered today? And what can you do to not go against your word or feel regret over a decision so that you can really embody that energy and move forward with that confidence that no matter what decision you made, it was right. It was good. It was for your highest soul purpose, timeline being, and all those beautiful things. So again, remember that your guides celebrate you. They love you. You are doing enough. You are doing so much, and just celebrate yourself for that. All right, I'm sending you so much love. I am holding a Ascension container. I'll put the link here and as well as Akashic Records trainings the rest of the year. I'm so excited. I am holding a 3-month container. We're meeting 6 times, and it is going to be an Ascension angelic container where we will meet every 2 weeks with a group of us, and I will channel and download angelic messages from the archangels specifically. And this feels very divinely guided right now, and it is a group in which it will be less like it really feels like this time is a time of integration, right? And time of really exploring things, maybe on your own. Maybe another class right now isn't like what you're needing. And maybe just like support of the archangels and the divine realm can support you as you move through like this big thing or this big journey that you're working through. And so I feel called by the archangels, and I work very closely with Archangel Michael in order to just channel these beautiful transmissions, light code activations, and messages for you in this container for ascension and growth and re-remembering. And it's a low ticket item and low obligational item as you only meet for an hour and a half every 2 weeks. And I think it'll be something that's just so beautiful to support you on your journey. So if you're interested, I'll post the link below. And I will see you next week.